John Cena! Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are on this big, pale blue dot. Welcome to this little morning low-key, sipping some coffee, shooting the shit. No topic of conversation required. Let's just hang out live stream. It is Thursday, January 12th, 9:18 a.m. Eastern Time. And I'm going to be hanging out with you guys for about 30 minutes or so. I just got off shift. Slept good last night, which is very rare. So I'm appreciative of that. And yeah, man, whatever you guys want to talk about. Star Wars, not anything, man. I'm up for a good conversation about whatever you guys want to talk about, whatever's on your mind. Let's hang out. Help me wake up a little bit. Help me enjoy this morning before I have a bunch of shit around the house to do. Let's do it, man. Christian Kim, thank you so much for the first super chat and channel support. Christian says, I'm waiting for my sister to pick me up and drop me off at the airport so I can visit my parents at San Antonio. Now, so where are you flying from? That's fun. You know, I like flying in... I love airports. I love airports. I like flying alone. I don't like flying with my... This is going to sound bad, but don't take it the wrong way. I don't like flying with my family because when I'm flying with my wife and daughter, I am a very nervous flyer. It's inexplicable. I've never had this feeling before. When we flew... so it was last year, I think, or 2021. We flew down to Miami. We had to fly to Miami to fly to Ohio. I don't know how this shit works. We flew down to Miami and then we flew up to Ohio. And I was so nervous. I've never been a nervous flyer. Now I'm a nervous flyer. It doesn't make any sense. I think it's just because I watched my daughter go through turbulence and I don't know. I was nervous for her and I don't know. It's weird. But Christian, enjoy it, man. There's something weird and fun about airports. You pop your headphones in. Brian Eno. I don't know if you're familiar with Brian Eno. Brian Eno has an album called, I think it's called Music for Airports. Let me look this up. Music for Airports. Yeah, Music for Airports. I believe, yeah, Brian Eno. And if you pop your headphones in, Christian, you turn on Music for Airports by Brian Eno. It's an album. It's just ambient. It's just, and you sit there and you people watch, and you watch the hustle and the bustle of the airport, with this Music for Airports album in your ears. It's like a soundtrack for the hustle and bustle, but it's calming. It's really neat. I don't know what it is about airports that I love so much. I think it's just people from everywhere coming to this like centralized space hub almost. And you know, there's a feeling of, to me at least, of like kick back, relax, stress free. Now I know that's different if you're missing your flight or if something's wrong, you know. But to me, airports have always been so relaxing, and just, you know, I show up early, grab a Bloody Mary, and just kind of like mosey around. I don't know. There's something nice about it. But anyway, enjoy the flight, Christian. Enjoy the time with the family, and I appreciate that channel support. What's up, Vince? What's in the coffee this morning, King Cole? Oh, I just drink black coffee. Usually we buy Folgers Black Silk. But yeah, I drink coffee black. It probably, I drink so much coffee throughout the day. If I drink it with cream and sugar, oh my God, it'd probably be an extra 1,000 calories a day. So I'm glad I've never been I'm glad I drink it black, because I'd probably have the diabetes. Anyway, Ryan Farr, thank you so much for the channel support as well. Ryan says, you're always driving in space, but you never seem to get closer to that planet. That's not a damn planet. That's Ryan, Ray. Did I say Ryan? I apologize if I say Ryan, but Ray, thank you for bringing this up. I always love this little lesson here, this little teaching moment. Ray says, gotta fix the hyperdrive, LOL, cheers. So yes, what you're looking at there is the Andromeda Galaxy. That's an image taken out my window, out my Subaru Crosstrek windshield right there. That's an image taken by the Hubble Space Telescope of the Andromeda Galaxy. So if we're traveling at the speed of light, which is 186,000 miles per second. Hear that again. Per second. We're traveling at the speed of light, let's say. The Andromeda Galaxy from Earth is 2.5 million light years away. 2.5 million light years. So that means that the light from the Andromeda Galaxy took 2.5 million years. The light from that galaxy you're looking at right now took 2.5 million years to hit the optical instruments of the Hubble Space Telescope to create that photo. 2.5 million. We are looking at the Andromeda Galaxy 2.5 million years ago. That light traveled across intergalactic space for 2.5 million years before we humans were able to capture it. That's wild. So, if I'm traveling at the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second, it's still going to take a fucking long time. It's going to take, how long would it take me to get there at the speed of light? I mean, at the speed of light, it would obviously take 2.5 million light years. I mean, 2.5 million years, right? At the speed of light, to travel from Earth to the Andromeda Galaxy, it would take 2.5 million years at the goddamn speed of light. So yeah, I don't know how close we are in that photo if I'm driving there, but we probably have, I don't know, another 1.5 million years to go. So yeah, it's big, it's grand, it's the scale and scope is just mind-blowing, and it's always fun. I actually saw Neil deGrasse Tyson the other night with my dad. He was in Jacksonville. We went to the Florida Theater. We saw Neil deGrasse Tyson. He spoke for about 2.5 hours and put on a presentation called The Cosmic Perspective, and it was pretty cool. But anyway, Ray, I appreciate that channel support there, man. And I appreciate the little teaching moment. It's always fun. I love talking about that kind of stuff. Wait, did I butcher that? Now that no, okay, I was right. 186,000 miles per second. Sometimes, like, I don't think it's dyslexia, but sometimes I have a really hard time memorizing numbers. So when I said 186,000 miles per second, my brain went, "Oh, you're right. You've known this fact, for 25 years." But like my doubting brain was like, "Oh, did you mean it? Should it be 168? Huh? Are you jumbling numbers again? You big dumb idiot." But no, I was right. Pouring cream for Americans, though it's mostly milk. Yeah, I can't drink coffee with milk and sugar. I mean, it tastes good. Don't get me wrong. It tastes great. Like, my wife we'll go to a coffee shop or something. She'll be like, just try this. Just try it. I'm like, okay. And I take a sip, and I'm like, yeah, obviously. That's delicious. But if I sat there every morning with the amount of coffee that I drink, it would be an extra 1,000 calories minimum if I put this stuff in my coffee. Yeah, obviously it tastes good. What are you trying to prove? I know it tastes good. You trying to make me big and fat again? At the fire station the other day, we were all showing our, like, overweight pictures. I'm 190 pounds now. I'm 6'2". I used to be almost 260, like 10 years ago. But I'm on a strict exercise regimen now for the past few years, and keeping it up. And now when I don't do it, I feel like something's missing. It's almost like my morning coffee. Like going on a 4-mile run is like my morning coffee. No. You should ditch being a Star Wars YouTuber and just rant about space for an hour a day instead. Laughing Fox. What's up, man? I do that anyway. The channel, yeah, it's Star Wars, but most of the time I'm not even talking about Star Wars on these live streams, right? But yeah, it would be fun. There's if you're looking for really great, well, I guess it's not really astronomy, but there's a channel that I absolutely love, and I've been following him since the very first Falcon Heavy launch, like 5 years ago, maybe, I don't know. When was that? Falcon Heavy first launch. Falcon Heavy first launch. 2018. So yeah, 5 years ago. I've been following him for 5 years. He's the everyday astronaut. I started watching him when he was like, I don't know, maybe 20,000 subscribers, maybe not even that much, and now I think he's like at 1.5 million. He's great. It's mostly about rockets and launches and stuff like that, but he's really good. King Cole, I have a goal to drop 50 to 60 pounds this year, hoping I check in during a December live stream and say that I did it. It's King Cole. That is a great goal, and you can do it. You can absolutely do it. A lot of it is diet. Back 10 years ago when I was almost like 260 pounds, I didn't give a shit what I ate. Just French fry. I mean, I still indulge, but it's not like I used to. Yeah, now I have like one cheat day a week. I think that's pretty average for people that try to keep some stuff up. But but back 10 years ago, oh my God, I would have like fast food every day for lunch. And I would like have a 6-pack when I got home from work. And like, it was like looking back at that, it was so harsh on my body and so unhealthy. And, but I'm glad I went through that now that I know, how to keep it up and how to maintain, and that, I am a way healthier person by the numbers even, testing wise, blood work wise, blood pressure wise, everything than I used to. You can do it. It's really about staying disciplined. There's so many stupid fad diets out there, and we all know people who, do these fad diets, but it never works because they're hard to maintain, and B, following these fad diets is I don't know. It's simpler than that. We all know what we should and shouldn't eat, right? It's simpler than that. We know. And it's also, so the way I dropped a shitload of pounds, 50, 60 pounds, was running. And now I'm addicted to running. I love it. I try to beat my time every time I go out there. I run 4 miles. I used to run 4 miles every single day, except for one day on the weekend, but I would run it every single day. Now my schedule doesn't really work with that, so I usually run usually about 12 miles a week, 4 miles 3 times a week. It's usually what I'm able to do, but that's enough to maintain. I started running, I don't know, 3 years ago. I started with mileage. Didn't care about my time. Started with mileage. And I started with 4 miles. And it would take me a long time. You know, huffing and puffing. I'd have to walk a lot. But starting with a mileage kind of allowed me to get a benchmark of where I was and track my progress, because I was always doing the same mileage. You know, 3-4 years ago when I started running, I was tracking, I don't know, 10.5-minute miles, huffing and puffing. Now I'm at 7-minute 30 miles average for my 4-mile run. I mean, my first mile might be like 6:45, but then I slow down a little bit to maintain pace, and I average out at about 7:30 per mile in a 4-mile run. It worked for me to start with mileage. You know, you might say, I'm going to go out there and run 1 mile. I'm going to go out there and, you know, okay, that's fine. I'm a firm believer in, you're not going to kill yourself going 4 miles. If you have to walk it, man. If you have to walk a mile, if you have to walk 2 miles, if you have to walk 3 miles, fine. But you're out there, maintain that you don't have to do 4 miles. But what I did was I maintained a constant 4-mile distance. And then I could track my progress easily that way, because, you know, I could compare 6 months ago to today, or a year ago to today. And yeah, so it's not easy. Especially the hardest part is getting in the mindset to do it. You know, you got to wake up every morning and be like, you got to turn that thing off in your brain that says, oh, I just want to sit down. You got to tell that little voice inside your head to shut the fuck up. And you get out there and you do it, right? And it works. It's all about discipline. It's all about just doing it. I mean, it sounds, it's the cheesiest slogan ever, right? Nike's just do it. It's the cheesiest, stupid slogan ever, but it might be the best. Just do it. Shut up. Just do it. There's no frills. There's no bullshit. Just do it. Yeah. Anyway. Cheers, man. Do it. Kick some ass. Vince and Ray, thank you guys so much. Vince says, is Close Encounters of the Third Kind top 5 Spielberg, and would you get on the ship at the end? Oh, man. Would I get on the ship at the end? No. I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. You know, 10, 15 years ago, I probably would have said, yeah, maybe. But now I have a kid, and unlike Richard Dreyfuss, I wouldn't abandon my family. So no, I wouldn't get on the ship. Be cool to see. But no, I mean, I wouldn't get on the ship. No, I would not. Is it top 5 Spielberg? For me, I would say yes. It's a movie that's right up my alley. I'm going to look at his IMDb. Let's see. Spielberg. I'm going to look and see his IMDb and see if there's anything, if I can make a top 5 Spielberg. E.T., Raiders, Saving Private Ryan. Let's see, director, canceled, writer, producer. It's interesting. I don't really keep up with his stuff as of, I don't know. I haven't really seen much of his newer things. I mean, I being a child of like the 90s, born in the 80s, I grew up on Spielberg, you know, massively. Oh, one sec. When's the 15th? Why am I getting a notification for that? Hold on one sec. Oh, 15th. Okay, there we go. So Jaws is one of my all-time favorite movies. Close Encounters. Indiana Jones. Temple of Doom, my friend. E.T. Saving Private Ryan. Oh, Empire of the Sun is great too. Jurassic Park. Yeah, I would say for me it's top 5. The Vast of Night. Let me look this up. Oh, does that have I'm not going to look it up yet, but does the poster have somebody like looking up and shining a light? Let me look. The Vast of Night. Oh, no, this is not what I was thinking of. Oh, I've seen this poster, though. Oh, yeah, okay. This actually was on my radar when it came out, but I never saw it. All right, I'll have to check this out. Cool, I appreciate the recommendation and the refreshing of the memory, I guess. Yeah, Empire of Sun is great. I haven't seen it in, I mean, it's so 15, 20 years, I don't know, but I remember really liking it. Minority Report is also, I agree, Out of the Basement, an underrated hitter. I completely agree. My wife has never seen it, and I would say like 4 or 5 years ago, I bought it on Blu-ray, and I was like, we gotta watch this. I think you'll like it. It's great. We still haven't watched it. She still hasn't seen it. Yeah, I agree. It's underrated and pretty solid. Anyway. Ray Farr and Swishfish, thank you guys so much. Ray Farr says, Homer Simpson yell, nerd. LOL, just kidding. Also, favorite Lego Star Wars set. I think the best is the Death Star original, I know. First of all, thank you for the super chat once again. I'm not much of a Lego guy. I don't really put Lego sets together. You know, but I did get a Lego, 2 Lego sponsorships in the past, a couple years ago. One was for the A-Wing. It was like a special edition collector's. I can't remember. There's a specific name for it, like a collector's edition A-Wing, which was really cool and fun to put together. Another Lego sponsorship that I got was for like one of those little Boba Fett helmets, and I think they're called portraits, Lego portraits, where it's flat. It's almost like a poster. Then you have to make an image, and it was of like Darth Vader, the Emperor, and Darth Maul, that was really cool and unique. I didn't even know they made those at the time. So I got those 2 sponsorships, and those were the first 2 Lego sets that I had put together. I mean, literally since I was a kid. So it's something that I wish I had more time for, I guess, because it is fun and kind of therapeutic to sit there and listen to some music or put on a podcast and put a Lego set together, you know. But I think the most fun that I've had putting those 3 sponsorship sets together was probably the A-Wing, just because it kind of brought me back to when I used to put Lego kits together as a kid, and it was it's still put together. It's actually in my closet. I was actually thinking of selling it because I don't display anything like that. No, I haven't tried the new Lego game yet. But Ray, I've always wanted to get the Saturn V Lego set, like the Saturn V rocket. You know, the rocket that took us to the moon. That's really the only Lego set that I really want, because I'm a space enthusiast, but also I got a spot in my office that I think it would look really good in. I found some like wall mounting kits on Etsy where people have made like 3D printed mounting kits for the Saturn V, like different stages. You can separate the Saturn V and you can display it in different stages as the real rocket did. You know, it broke up into multiple stages. You can display it separated, and there's wall mounts for it that display it separated. And I just always thought it would be really cool to have in the office because, yeah, I'm into that kind of stuff, you know. But it's like $150, so I can't justify that. Maybe in the future if my daughter is into building stuff like that, but she's 4 years old, and yeah, she's more interested in throwing dirt and jumping off things that she shouldn't jump off of. So little Legos in her hand, she has no interest in. But anyway. Swishfish, good to see you, man. Mr. Swishfish says, finally made a morning stream. Hi, almost have that IT diploma. Just got to get a final 5-week project done. Hope you're doing well, Greedo. Nice, man. Congratulations. It's always good to... It's always such a good feeling to finish something like that. You know, it's I don't know about you, but I get really nervous for tests and things like that. Even if I know the material like the back of my hand, I still get really nervous just because the finality of it, you know, the pass or fail of it. It's just, I don't know. I have test anxiety big time. I'm sure everybody does, right? But I get really nervous with tests. Even the last couple tests that I took was for my EMT national certification. That was a couple of years ago. And then I had to get state certified as a firefighter after like 8 months of fire school. And, you know, those tests are so final. If you fail, I've never failed one. I'm good at it. But if you fail one, I think you get 2 opportunities to take the national registry test for EMT. And if you fail both of those, you have to go through the entire EMT program again. I know people that did that. I studied my fucking ass off. But, you know, going into it, I was so nervous because that finality, that pass or fail, that, oh my God, you know, what if I butcher this? But, yeah. Anyway, best of luck. You're going to kill it. The diploma's right around the corner. You'll land a solid job, and life will never be the same. Congratulations, man. And thanks for stopping by and supporting the channel. Cheers. Trail makers. You build like Lego cars and airplanes or whatever. Or you can download stuff people have made. Someone made a Saturn V. Anyway, fun game. I'll look that up. Let's see. Trail makers. Sandbox video game developer, 3D physics-based vehicle construction simulator with open world exploration elements. Oh, that sounds pretty neat. Huh. I'm gonna Google Trailmaker Saturn V. Trailmaker Saturn V. Ooh, I found a video of somebody launching a Saturn V. Vince, have you ever played, oh, what is it called? Oh, shit, I should... I don't own it. I've always wanted to play it. It's a space game. Kerbal Space Program. Like, I kind of refuse to buy it because it seems very, very complicated. And I just don't have the time or honestly the desire to learn. I would probably like fire off a couple rinky-dinky rockets and then just never play it again. Yeah, you knew I was going to say it, Vince. I know what would happen. I'd buy it. I'd mess with it for like 30 minutes. And I'd never touch it again because I'd be like, I wish I could figure this out. But no, Trail, this looks cool. I'm watching a video of it. Math tests are absolute worst. What's up, Nick? Yeah, math. I can remember the day where I got a bad taste in my mouth for math. I had a teacher, and everybody that in high school, and everybody I knew who had this teacher has a similar story. And, you know, if I get together with my friends or, you know, people I haven't talked to in a long time that I went to high school with, and I say, you remember Miss blank, blank, blank? They're like, oh, nobody could stand her. She was I wrote about her. I actually wrote about her in the book. Not by name, of course, but like, I think I was in 10th grade, something like that. And I loved art, you know, I loved sketching. I loved drawing portraits. I always carried around my sketchbook. I loved drawing. And I came into her class one day. She was an algebra teacher. And I put my sketchbook down. And she was walking by and she said, Art will never get you anywhere. And, you know, as a 36-year-old man, I would tell her to fuck off. But, you know, as this kid, I don't know, 14 years old, you just kind of sit there and you're like, what? Why would a teacher say this to a kid? You shouldn't be a teacher, right? She was a piece of shit, and so many kids have similar stories. And how do we get? Oh yeah, math. That's the moment where you know, I don't know if without that moment, without that math teacher saying that, I don't know if I would have a different relationship with the subject. I just kind of stopped trying in math. Every time I'd go to her class, I would just like, I don't know, I would just zone out and not really care. So yeah, I don't know if I would have a different, I'm not good at math by any stretch of the imagination. I can manage. Again, I haven't taken the most math that I do or that I have done in years is calculating pressures for like PSI for nozzles and hoses on a fire scene. So so every inch hose, every section of hose, how do I explain this? You have to account for what's called friction loss. So the more length of hose you have, the more friction loss there is in your line. So if you dial up your truck, your fire truck's pump to, let's say 100, let's just say 75 PSI, but then you have 200 feet of like 1 3/4 hose, then you have to account for a certain amount of friction loss of pressure in the hose just due to the length of hose, if that makes sense. You also have to account for an incline, right? an incline of your hose, if it's going up a hill or something like that, you have to account for that friction loss as well. So there's a little bit of math involved. I mean, it's not difficult at all, but you have to account for it in order for your nozzle men to have enough pressure in their hose to put out the fire. Otherwise, they'll just be spitting, right? So yeah, there's more to it than just putting the wet stuff on the red stuff, right? It's interesting. I wasn't a Marine. I was an airman in the Navy. So my favorite war movie is probably Saving Private Ryan. I saw that in the theater when it came out. What was that, 98, I think? But I also love, and it's not a movie, Band of Brothers. I think my all-time favorite war thing is Band of Brothers. If you've never seen Generation Kill, that's really good too. It's different. It's very different, but yeah. Anyway. Oh, guys, we went 40 minutes. We went 10 minutes over. I got to get going. We just started talking about fun shit. All right. So, I'm actually taking my daughter to Disney tomorrow, putting those season passes to use. I don't know when the next time you guys would I don't know the next time you guys will see me. Is looking at the calendar. I really don't know. Figure it out. You guys know me. I don't plan shit. All right, everybody. I'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for helping me wake up a little bit, sipping on some morning coffee. Right now, I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna go in my garage. I'm going to organize all the Christmas shit that I just kind of threw in there. Put it back up in the attic. And then organize the garage a little bit more. Make it that's where my weight bench and stuff like that is. So I'm going to make it a little more... Make a little more room. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we're going to Hollywood Studios. We were originally going to go to Animal Kingdom, but one of their rides is closed. And when I told my daughter that, she said, let's just go to Hollywood Studios, because she likes... There's a bunch of rides there that she likes to go on. So my wife has to work. Kind of works out sometimes where, like, my daughter doesn't have school on Fridays, so and I don't work Fridays a lot. I only work one Friday a month. So I can take her to Disney, quite a bit. Just the two of us, but it's fun. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your morning, your afternoon, your evening, wherever you are on planet Earth. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Go Jags! Super Bowl, baby. All right. Later, guys. Have a good one.